Over the last few weeks, the backlash towards woke live-action Snow White has reached insane levels for Disney when they first announced this remake, that it was going to be more diverse and progressive with Latina Snow White, Rachel Zegler, and that they weren't going to do the traditional 7 dwarves because it was just so offensive to the community. We'd seen controversies pop up here and there, backlash, little quotes, but now that all these recent Rachel Zegler comments have resurfaced about how they're going to definitively change the character, there's not going to be a love story, there's not going to be a prince, it's all going to be about progressive feminism and all about Snow White finding her agency, along with all of Rachel Zegler's other comments about how much she despises the original and insults the original 1937 cartoon. We have seen the conversation go absolutely wild, and now I don't think this is something that people thought they would be seeing, but now the son of the original movie's director is slamming Disney and slamming Rachel Zegler. Snow White director's son criticizes insulting Disney remake starring Rachel Zegler. David Hand calls the company's reboot woke and pathetic, following Zegler criticizing his father's 1937 film as extremely dated. We're going to get into all of this. This is wild. So this man is 91 years old. His father is the one that directed the 1937 animated original that worked with Walt Disney. And he's saying that his father and Walt Disney would be rolling over in their graves if they saw what was happening with this company right now. And he's absolutely right. Son of original 1937 Snow White director trashes insulting woke Disney remake. Speaking of The Telegraph, David Hand says he totally disagrees with the concept of the new Snow White, which eliminated the 7 dwarves in favor of 7 magical creatures and allegedly eliminated Snow White's desire to find true love from a handsome prince. Quote, "It's a whole different concept, and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt would also very much disagree with it. I disagree with this whole new concept. They change stories. They change the thought process of the characters. They're making up new woke things, and I'm not just into any of that. I find it, quite frankly, a bit insulting what they may have done with some of these classic films. There's no respect for what Disney did and what my dad did. I think Walt and he would be turning in their graves." That's a fucking strong statement. And these things are all based off what Rachel Zegler herself has said. These multiple clips that continue to go viral of her speaking like this about the original.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
And he would go on and criticize. It seems like some of these people involved have never even watched the original. They have no respect for the original. The fact that you have a 91-year-old man whose father was the one who basically, revolutionized, Disney and the animation with Snow White, and is saying definitively that his father and that Walt Disney would be turning in their graves with this woke, pathetic dog shit that this company is now doing, that is a powerful sentiment. But this is a result of Rachel Zegler's actions and Disney for hiring someone like her and letting her loose and just letting her slam these things. These clips have been out for, 9-10 months now, September, October, something like that of last year at D23. And it kind of went under the radar a little bit. But now that people are learning what she said, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that you have somebody who clearly not only was not a fan, but hated the original movie. They can't even be bothered to lie and pretend that they liked it, pretend that they respect it. No, instead, they're telling you that they despised it and that they hated it as a kid.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
When I was doing this movie, not when I auditioned, when I was doing the movie, that's when she watched it. And so now you have people that have connections to Walt Disney, that have connections to the original animated story, the man's son, who are calling out Disney for their bullshit. This just continues to get worse and worse and worse, and I do not think the backlash is slowing down regarding Rachel Zegler and woke race-swapped Snow White. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.